In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to decorate this crochet house. Now, if you haven't already made the house, I have another video that shows you how to make the house itself, and so I'll put a link in the down bar on that. But this video is just going to show you how to do the frosting and all the candies on the house and things like that. And so if you want to do that, you can continue watching. And yet again, this video is not necessarily for beginners. For your supplies, you'll need a pair of scissors, a glue gun, and also you'll need some sort of cardboard. I used old cereal boxes, so you can use those and it's a good way to recycle, or you could just use regular cardboard boxes. A yarn needle, your crochet needle, and I used a G 4mm crochet hook. And then you'll need your yarn. So you'll probably need at least 4 colors of yarn, like the main colors, your brown, your white, your red, and your green, and then you can have random colors like yellow or pink as well, but those aren't necessary and you don't need very much of it if you do get it, so I wouldn't recommend go buying a huge thing like this of yellow like I did, because you're only going to need a small amount. And I used the Red Heart Super Saver yarn. Now we are going to put the snow on our roof, and it looks just like this, and it's really simple, and it involves a lot of extra strings, but that's okay because we don't have to actually weave those in, so it'll be easy. Anyway, to start off, connect your white string to your hook. Then, if you look at your crochet roof, you will see that one side has extra loops on it and the other side is flat. And if you look at the flat side, that's the back side. The other side with these loops hanging out is the front side. And so this is where we're going to be putting on the snow. You should have about 5 places to put snow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at the very edge. It doesn't matter where you start, but all you're going to do is just simply connect your hook and do a slip stitch just to connect your string. Once you have that down, you're just going to do single crochets all the way across. And it's super simple. And do that on each row, and when you get to the end, just cut off your string and begin the next row, and then the next and the next, and then you will have snow on your roof. So the next thing we're going to decorate is our side panel. And this is what it looks like. We're going to start with the white window in the inside. Now this is really easy to do, but there is not necessarily a set way to do it, so I'm going to show you the process, but you are the one who's going to be making this square. And these are about 2 inches by 2 inches, so each of these squares inside is 1 inch. And so you're going to have to just figure that out. But the way to do this is first find where you're going to do the first line, probably like the up and down line or this line here. Decide where you're going to do one of those 2 lines. Let's say the up and down line, so I'm just going to fold it in half. And that's where I want it, right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white thread and I'm going to put it on the opposite side of my piece. So this is the front side, this is the back side, and I'm going to pull the yarn through the back side to the front side. From here, we're just going to crochet down, pulling your string up like this. It's really simple. And you're just going to continue doing that and make your window. Now we are going to do the shutters, and they look just like this. They're really easy to do. You will need 4 of these, 2 shutters for each window, and I have a window on each side of the house, and so that would equal 4 shutters. And so that's what they look like. To do the shutters, the first thing you are going to do is chain 9. After you chain 9, do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then do single crochets all the way across. And we are going to be doing 4 rows of single crochet, and that's all the shutters are. It is 4 rows of single crochet all the way across, and there should be 8 stitches. So I finished the window, and it looks just like this. The next thing I need to do are the shutters. I've already made the shutters, and so all I have to do is sew them on. So you're just going to sew the shutters around just like that, and you can use these pieces that you have and a yarn needle and just sew around, and it doesn't even have to be all the way sewn. On this, I didn't sew like right there, but it's not that big of a deal if you sew all the way around. Just sew the majority of it. As long as you sew this line, maybe one of the sides, you should be good. Now that I have my shutters on, I'm going to move on to the candy canes. Now these candy canes are really easy to make. You need to start with 2 colors, and you're going to chain 15 of both of the colors, just like this. After you have those, just tie a knot on one end to keep them together. Once you have that knot tied, you're just going to simply place your candy cane through your crochet to the other side and tie it on somewhere. I'm not going to do that right now. Once you've tied that on, just twist the 2 colors for quite a bit till you got a good twist going on. And then you're simply just going to bend the candy cane and then sew that on. And it'll look something like that, but more like this. Make sure that it's tight, and you can even sew around here, like I have a simple tie at the top here to make sure that my crochet doesn't go anywhere, or the candy cane doesn't go anywhere, and I have one here so that you have that nice bend. And it's as simple as that. Now we're going to make the icicles on the house. These icicles go both on the front and the back of the house. We are going to crochet the icicles and then sew them on. You're going to start with a chain of 46. After you have your chain of 46, do a slip stitch in the second chain from the hook and 2 single crochets in the next stitches. So 1 in the next and 1 after that. Now do 3 slip stitches in the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. Now this here is your first icicle, and now we're going to make large and small icicles. So I will show you how to make a large icicle, and I will show you how to make a small icicle, and then you are just going to finish out the chain by simply alternating between the 2, large and small. Mixing it up, you can do 2 small and then 2 large and then a small and a large and a large and a small. Like, it doesn't matter, just kind of mix it up. So we'll start with a small icicle and just simply chain 3. Once you've chained 3, do a slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. And then do a single crochet in the next chain. Once you've done that, you have finished a small icicle. Between each icicle you do, you're going to do 3 slip stitches in the chains. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to make a large icicle, which is a chain of 4. Once you've chained 4, do a slip stitch in the second chain from the hook, and then do single crochets in the last 2 chains. Now do 3 slip stitches in the chains. And then do a larger small icicle. So for the small icicle, you're simply chaining 3, skipping the first chain and going into the second chain, and you're going to do a slip stitch, and then in the last chain you're going to do a single crochet. And on a large icicle, you chain 4, and you skip the next chain, go into the second chain and do a slip stitch, and then do a single crochet in the next 2 chains. And just continue doing that, mixing up your icicles until you've gone all the way to the end, and make sure you do 3 slip stitches between each of your icicles, and then you will have a long strip of icicles. Once you have your strip of icicles, it should look like this. Then just simply place it onto the top of your front or back piece, like so. Attach your yarn needle to a piece of thread, and then just simply start sewing up along the edge of your icicles, and it should end up looking like this. Now I'll show you how to make this Christmas wreath right here. It's really cute, and you're just going to place it on top of your door like this. And so that's pretty simple. For starters, chain 6. After you've chained 6, do a slip stitch into the first chain, Once you've done your slip stitch, chain 1 and do 12 single crochets into your loop here. Once you get to 12, do a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Take your scissors and cut your string, pull through, and that is your wreath. And then if you want to add a little bow like this, just tie a bow and then you can simply sew it onto your wreath. It'll look just like that. So now I'm going to show you how to decorate your door, and it just consists of a little handle and then your wreath. So we're going to start with the handle. So just take your door and decide which side you want to be the front and the back. I'm going to decide this side as the front. Then just take a piece of string with whatever color you want your door handle to be and just cut a couple inches of that string off. Then wrap your yarn around whatever spot you choose to be your handle. So mine's about right there. And then from here, you're just going to turn it around. You can see the two pieces of string coming out. I'm just going to take my needle and wrap it through that spot. And so we're just going to wrap it around a couple of times, going back up the same spot that you came out of. Well, yeah, same spot. So we're going in this spot, coming out, going through this spot, coming down, turning it around, going through this spot. You're just wrapping it around and wrapping it around a couple times till you get it about the same size that you want. Once you have a good size, just take off your needle, tie a knot like so, and then cut your strings. There's your handle. Once you have your handle done, take your wreath, place it at the top of the door, wherever you want, and have your needle connected to a piece of string, and then just sew on the wreath. Once you have that sewn on, tie a knot in the back. And then you're done with the door. So now we're going to decorate the front of our house. Now you should have two of these pieces, and the back side we're not going to decorate at all, only the front side, and so you get to decide which one you want to be the front and the back. It doesn't matter at all. Once you've chosen your side, the first thing you're going to do is take the door that you've already decorated and place that on the bottom somewhere in the middle, kind of measure out where you think the middle is, and just sew around the edges of your house, or your door, sorry. Once you have the door on the front, you're just going to do 2 candy canes on either side of the door. And so remember, a candy cane is 2 different colors, and you chain 15 with each of those colors, and then you tie a knot. After you tie your knot, just simply tie your candy cane onto your piece by sewing on the bottom and then twisting this, kind of turning the cane and sewing it on there as well. We already made candy canes on the side of our houses, so you should already know how to do that. Now I'm going to teach you how to make these peppermints right here. They are used as decoration on your gingerbread house. They look just like this. They're really easy to make, so I'm just going to get started. You're going to need 2 different colors. I prefer using the white on the inside and then a green or red on the outside. So connect your yarn to the hook, starting with the white, and chain 4. Then do a slip stitch and connect to the first chain. Now you have a little loop like that. Chain 1 and do a single crochet into the chain. Chain 1, do a single crochet. Chain 1, do a single crochet. We're going to have 5 single crochets, and so that was 3. Chain 1, 4, chain 1, 5, end with a chain, and then slip stitch into the first single crochet. Now that you're done with that, cut off your white. Take your next color and simply connect by drawing it through. Pull tight. Now we are going to do a single crochet into the loop. There's still a hole there, so just do a single crochet wrapping around all the white into that loop. Just like that. Now chain 1, insert your hook and do another single crochet. Then make sure you're trying to space these out. Chain 1, kind of try and do them far away, that way they're spaced out all the way around. Chain 1, chain 1, do a single crochet, and you're seeing how the single crochets are just wrapping around, and then chain 1 and connect with a slip stitch to your first single crochet. Cut your green off, pull through, and there's your peppermint. Once you have your candy canes sewn on, you are going to move on and place your peppermints on. Now I'm going to put 3 peppermints on the front, but you could do 5 or however many you want, just 1. Doesn't matter to me. I have 1 red one at the top and 2 green ones down here. And I'll just simply sew them on, making sure that I place all of these pieces, these extra strings, in the back of the house so that they're not showing. Now I'm going to teach you how to make these gumdrops. They're really simple to make, and you can simply put them all over your house. There really is no set place to put them, but they just add a little decoration and they're pretty cool. And so to start, you're just going to chain 2. Once you've chained 2, you're going to do 5 double crochet into the second chain from the hook. Once you've done that, pull tight and do a slip stitch into your first double crochet. Then cut your string off, pull through, pull this extra string through the middle of your gumdrop, and ta-da! You're done with the little gumdrop. And just make a ton of these. I've made different colors. You can make as many colors as you want. And yeah, that's it. Alright, so now you should have 6 pieces. You should have 2 of these, 2 pieces of roof, your back, and then your front. Once you have all your pieces, what you're going to need to do is get some cardboard. I actually use Cheerio boxes. You just need to get some sort of cardboard or something hard, and then take your pieces and match them up to the cardboard and cut out the same size pieces. Then, once you've done that for every piece, so your roof and your front and backs, once you have the same size pieces, take them and start gluing them together with your handy dandy glue gun. So just glue them into this size of a house. So put the pieces where they go. You know, that's the roof, so I'm going to put the roof where the roof goes. And here's the side, and I'll glue that on there. And just make the whole house itself. And that way when you are finished sewing all of your pieces together, you can just slide the whole house that you've made onto your cardboard house, and that way it doesn't like fall down or anything like that. It's sturdy. Alright, so once you've done your box house or your cardboard house, it should look something like the picture I showed you. And once you're finished with that, we are simply going to crochet the pieces of our house together. So all you have to do is just connect some string to your hook, and then take 2 pieces that you know go together. So we know that this is going to be the side panel and this will be the front. So I'm just going to stick them together like so, and then I'm just going to crochet them together. So I stuck my needle through both of the stitches on these pieces, and then I'm going to do slip stitches all the way down. There we go. It's as simple as that. Then take your scissors, cut your string, pull it through, and that is one corner of your house. And just do that to all your pieces all the way around, and then sew on your roof, and that should be done. So I have finished my house, and it looks just like this. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I crocheted all of the pieces together, and then I glued my box like I told you to do. And then I just simply slipped the crochet over the box and made sure it fit correctly, and it does. Now if your crochet does not fit correctly over your box, if the box is too big, then you can just simply cut it down and re-glue it, or maybe a part that you don't have to re-glue is too big, and so you got really lucky. But if the box is too small, then you are going to have to make a whole new box probably, and that is not going to be very much fun. And then another thing is you need to make sure that all of your extra strings are on the inside between your crochet and the box. That way you can't see them on the outside, which you probably already knew. And that is your gingerbread house. Thank you for watching Beauty from Trashes. I hope you enjoyed this video and gave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I try and put out at least one new video a week, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.